LockedIn fans, Beetle Bailey here with LockedIn Sports. 2 weeks into the new year, and fans are now looking at the playoffs for the NFL and the end of the season in 4 weeks with the Super Bowl. But for us diehard football fans and us here at LockedIn Magazine, we are gearing up for what it will be an explosive few months with the start of the XFL, USFL, and a number of arena leagues. Training camp has almost started, I think. The teams and coaches and players have reported on into Texas, and conducting their training camp at the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex for the 2023 season. With us today is one of those players who packed up his bags and headed west to join his Orlando teammates. In 2015, he was named the MA Division IV High School Player of the Year. He also played college for the Stonehill Skyhawks in Easton, Massachusetts, where he set numerous records and won a bunch of awards. In 2022, he went pro and played in the fan control football for the Glacier Boys in the Spring League for the Sea Lions. And now he has signed the Orlando Guardians. We're pleased to have Andrew Jamiel on our program today. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing real good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Well, let's just jump right into one thing first here, because I know you're excited and we are too here. How does it feel to be signed with the XFL and the Orlando Guardians?
Oh, it feels great. It's really a dream come true, being able to play football for a living. Coming out of college, having a lot of success on the field. I knew I didn't want to hang up the cleats just yet. I felt like I was good enough to compete at this level. So the fact that I've now been given this opportunity, it means everything to me. So I'm ready to just take full advantage.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just jump back a little bit before we go too far here. And I guess when your college days, now I did mention about you in high school. What was one or two of the awards maybe that you had won in college that you could give our fans a little background of what you did in college football?
Yeah, so my freshman year I came in and I earned a starting spot, and I led the country in receptions. I had 91 catches my freshman year, and I won Rookie of the Year. So that was a great honor for me just because, I didn't want to waste any time. I knew that wherever I went to school, I could show up and be a difference maker on offense. So that was a great award I won my freshman year. And I guess, the other 3 years, my sophomore, junior, senior year, just being named to the all-conference, being an all-conference selection was important to me just, because I was recognized in a really good football league, the NE10, as one of the premier receivers.
Yeah, and I understand you weren't really you were really into the college ball. You weren't really thinking about moving on after college, were you, at that time?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was just trying to be the best college player I could be. I wasn't looking further than our opponent that weekend.
Yeah, and I guess COVID messed things up a little bit too also along the way, didn't it?
It definitely did. I finished college football in 2019, that fall, and then I trained for 3 or 4 months for my pro day evaluation, which was in the spring of 2020. And I was 7 days out from my pro day when COVID got real bad, and my pro day got canceled. And the CFL was playing that summer. That got canceled. The XFL was in full swing the spring of 2020. That got canceled. So yeah. COVID lost a lot of opportunities for me.
So you transitioned into, fan control football. And I've talked to a number of arena players that I've interviewed stuff, and they say it's a little difficult for a lot of football players to transition into arena. Did you have much problems transitioning into that fan control football and indoor arena?
Not at all. If anything, I initially thought it was going to be a big challenge because there's less space. But the thing about arena football is it's a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of one-on-one matchups. So I think that's where I thrive. So I was able to come in and, I think that's one of my strengths at receiver is winning one-on-one matchups and beating man coverage. So I had a lot of success in that indoor league, but I'm definitely excited to get back outdoors and play 11-on-11.
Yeah, we covered a little bit of the fan control football and also saw some of your highlights. And I think somebody mentioned it the best that you can change on like a New York minute on your routes and stuff. And I've noticed that. How did that go?
Well, being a smaller, undersized guy, I have to make up for that with being extremely quick. And I think that's my biggest strength on the field. Change of direction, being quick in and out of routes and cuts, being deceptive. Some bigger receivers can get away with not running as good a routes because they're big and they can make tough catches. A guy like me, I need to get as much separation as possible. So I definitely pride myself on running great routes, having great technique, and just being quick. Like you said, I get that from my dad.
And I guess a little bit of finesse there also, huh?
Of course. That's my position. I'm supposed to catch the ball and make these guys look foolish.
I hope you do. Okay, so you're down there in Texas. What are you guys up to? I know they said something about, I suppose it wasn't start until the 14th, but you guys all gathered with your team down there and the other teams. What are you running through right now?
So we don't put the pads on and start, playing football till Saturday, but we've been doing workouts, lifts, and some conditioning, getting us ready for the season, and a whole bunch of meetings, trying to get the mental aspect of it down, learning the new playbook, just so when we do step on the field Saturday, we can kind of hit the ground running. So we're trying to tackle a lot of the mental components now, and doing a lot of lifting and running to condition ourselves for the season.
Were you able to get together at all with any of the teammates and coaches before this at all, or?
I was. Our quarterback, DeAndre Francois, took initiative right after the draft and, reached out to pretty much all the receivers and tight ends. And we all did a weekend in Orlando, maybe a month ago now. And we just went there to kind of meet each other and throw the ball around a little bit. That way we weren't coming into camp as strangers. We had somewhat of a rapport already.
Yeah, you have a little chemistry with him going back a couple years now, don't you?
A lot of chemistry. That's my boy. So it's great how it all worked out that he's my quarterback here in this XFL league after being my quarterback in the fan controlled league.
But now you guys all are going to be fighting for a starting position or starting spot, right?
Who's that?
Is there any layout already of who I know quarterback starting? Some of the training camps come up with issues of, okay, we got this quarterback, wide receivers starting.
Sure. That's always the coach's decision, but I'll tell you this, we want to win. That's that's always number one. So our coaches are going to start whoever is going to give us the best chance to win, and we got a lot of good players on this team. So I know however it works out, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I guess kind of what I was trying to get at, I guess, is with this being kind of a new year, even though the XFL played already, do you know when, I guess, the starting rosters or starting lineups will be put out, like a week before?
That'd be my best guess, probably a week before the first game. That's my best guess, but we'll see.
So you guys have been down there together, kind of like a family reunion with these guys. Is there anybody else on the team there that you're glad to be with? I know there's, from what I see, I guess a lot of Florida football players there.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of guys that I'm excited to play with just because, they're all great players from all over the country, from, these big schools, small schools. Some played in the NFL. I'm really excited to play with our tight end, Cody Latimer, because right from the get-go, he kind of took me under his wing in terms of helping me learn the playbook. And I know, he's won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. So he's, played with Wes Welker. He's played with the best of the best. So, I love being able to learn from guys like that.
Yeah, speaking of big names, I guess, maybe we'll just jump back a little bit to the fan control football. I mean, you had Terrell Owens there and Johnny Manziel and Marshall Lynch and Richard Sherman, I think. Did you get to run any routes against him at all? Or
Richard Sherman? No way. I wish. But I will say Richard Sherman has been an amazing friend of mine. Really, it's a person I can call a friend now. We've had some conversations, and he believes in me, and he believes I deserve a shot in the NFL. And he's really just a great guy who does some remarkable stuff off the field. So I'm super thankful for Richard Sherman and the relationship I've been able to build with him. That's something I never dreamed would happen. Being a little kid, watching him on TV. I mean, that's a Pro Bowl Hall of Fame cornerback. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so they can give you a little bit of background on the other side of the ball, what the defensive backs are looking at the wide receivers coming at them. So it gives you a little bit of advantage to learn some of that stuff from them, doesn't it?
Definitely. And, like I said, anyone that's played in the NFL and had success, I mean, those, that's the best people in the world to learn from.
Yeah, one last thing that I want to talk about that is I think you ran a race against somebody down there. with another fan control football player against Terrell. How'd that work out?
I got smoked. You know, I didn't do much track work preparation leading up to the race. I just know I'm in shape and I run a lot of routes. So I have to admit that I took T.O. lightly. I didn't think he was going to be as fast as he was. But, man,
we don't realize how fast people are. When we look at things and watch TV and defensive backs can run down a quarterback or, have an angle on a wide receiver going down the field, and
right.
catch up to them.
So that was an awesome event we did though. And I'm just thankful T.O. let me be a part of it. It's just kind of a fun thing that we did for ourselves and for the Fan Control Football League. And, that was something fun that I couldn't pass up on. Anytime a Hall of Famer reaches out to ask you to race, I'm going to show up and do it. But props to T.O. He can still fly, man, regardless of his age.
Right. Anything else going on down there in training camp that the fans would like to hear about that you might know that pass on to them?
I'm just kind of starting to feel how special this XFL season is going to be. It's going to be amazing to see on TV, the whole production of it. And, most importantly, it's some amazing football players, not only my team, but every other team. You look at these rosters, there's a lot of good players. So it's going to be fun. Yeah,
we see a lot of Facebook groups that I've been looking at, scouting out stuff, and they are really growing. And questions and answers, and just merchandise and whose jersey they're going to buy, and people already got their season tickets and stuff. So the excitement's really building. So, and I know down there in Orlando and Florida, they are big into football. So one last word that you may have for those Orlando fans when you get back down there and Camping World Stadium, whatever, and give it a go.
Yeah. We're going to win a championship. That's our goal.
I'm sure that's everybody's goal. Well, thank you, Andrew, for stopping out here at LockedIn Sports. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Anytime you have anything you need to get out, want to let us know. Sure to give LockedIn Magazine a buzz, will you?
Most definitely. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you, and have a great training camp. And we'll try to check back in a couple of weeks and see how things are going with you. Okay.
Sounds great. Take care.
Yeah.